That's a lot of Disney. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be going through every single Disney release in 2020. For this list, we're taking a look at every Disney film, TV show, and theme park attraction with confirmed titles and release dates for 2020. This doesn't just extend to purely Disney projects, but Pixar, Star Wars, and Marvel as well. We're even including the upcoming movies that Disney inherited in their acquisition of 21st Century Fox. Since Disney is constantly producing new content, keep in mind that more projects may be added to their 2020 lineup throughout the year, and some release dates are subject to change. Underwater, release date January 10th, 2020. No, Underwater isn't a live-action The Little Mermaid, but rather a sci-fi thriller being distributed under the 20th Century Fox banner. When an earthquake rocks their aquatic lab, a team of researchers, one of which is played by Kristen Stewart, is trapped 7 miles below. This is only the beginning of their troubles, as the crew faces an unknown entity in a survival story that echoes Aliens and the Abyss.
We drilled to the bottom of the ocean, and we don't know what came out.
Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance. Release date January 17th, 2020.
I don't know if you've ever walked through the hallways of a Star Destroyer before. At least a Star Destroyer that's under construction.
Star Wars has had a presence at the Disney parks for some time, but with the addition of Galaxy's Edge, the possibilities of immersing oneself in that galaxy far, far away seem almost endless. Well, fresh off its debut in December 2019 at Disney World, California is getting its own Rise of the Resistance, an attraction that promises to absolutely blow you away. This is the culmination of every piece of technology Disney has fine-tuned, from a trackless ride car to animatronics to projections. You'll believe that Disney's Imagineers can use the Force.
That's not how the Force works.
If you're raring to get right in the thick of the battle between the First Order and the Resistance, you don't have to wait too long until it comes to Disneyland.
That is a crazy idea, but that was the best way to bring Star Wars to life.
Diary of a Female President. Release date January 17th, 2020. If you missed Jane the Virgin and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, we have the perfect show to fill the void. Diary of a Female President was created by Ilana Peña, a writer on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and stars Jane Villanueva herself, Gina Rodriguez.
We're just wanting to put out hope and joy, positivity, and this is a very fun family comedy.
Rodriguez plays the future U.S. president, but this Disney Plus series is more about her journey to the White House, with the spotlight being shined on newcomer Tess Romero.
And she's living her life, trying to navigate middle school and all the scary things that's going on along with her family. And little does she know, when she grows up, she's gonna be the president. Gina, yes.
The Call of the Wild. Release date February 21st, 2020. Directed by Chris Sanders of Lilo & Stitch, this live-action animated hybrid is the latest adaptation of Jack London's classic novel. Starring Harrison Ford, Karen Gillan, and Dan Stevens, the story revolves around a domesticated dog who's kidnapped and shipped off to Alaska.
How do you feel about an adventure beyond all maps?
We could go, you and I.
Despite starting out as a Fox project, The Call of the Wild shares many parallels to Disney films like Homeward Bound and 8 Below. Magic Happens Parade. Release date February 28th, 2020. It wouldn't be a Disney vacation without a parade, and a whole new one is coming to Main Street, USA at Disneyland. Led by Mickey and his friends, the Magic Happens Parade includes floats based on Moana, Coco, and Sleeping Beauty. The daytime spectacular even comes complete with a fresh score and song from American Idol semi-finalist Todrick Hall. Magic happens indeed. Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 7. Release date February 2020. Star Wars movies are going on hiatus after The Rise of Skywalker, but we'll be seeing plenty more of a galaxy far, far away on the small screen. If The Mandalorian didn't draw you to Disney Plus already, the long-awaited 7th season of The Clone Wars secured your subscription. Consisting of 12 episodes, this final season reunites fan-favorite heroes and villains during the climactic siege of Mandalore.
Hello, Master. It's been a while.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, release date March 4th, 2020. From Casey Jr. to Thunder Mountain, Disney parks have a history with train rides. In place of the Great Movie Ride, Disney's Hollywood Studios is laying down the tracks for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Based on the 2013 Mickey Mouse TV series, this dark ride makes people feel as if they've entered a cartoon.
Minnie, to the rescue!
If you can't make it to Disney World, fear not. Disneyland's getting its own version in 2022. Onward, release date March 6, 2020. Pixar is moving on from sequels and prequels with an entirely original feature appropriately titled Onward.
We're going on a grand and glorious quest!
It's not a quest, it's just a really fast and strange errand.
It's totally a quest.
Tom Holland and Chris Pratt voice two elf brothers who inhabit a world where magic and modern technology intersect. In the tradition of Pixar's other classic buddy pictures, the bros set out on a road trip to reconnect with their deceased father before time runs out.
It worked! The can is huge! And the van is huge! And you're... Oh no.
Mulan, release date March 27th, 2020.
Yes, I will bring honor to us all.
People understandably have mixed feelings about Disney's live-action remakes of their animated classics.
That was vile. You owe me big.
But we'd be lying if we said the Mulan teaser didn't get us pumped. While sticking to the same basic premise, it looks like there's going to be more to this film than a shot-for-shot retelling. Downplaying the songs, this version has the makings of a martial arts war drama. Think Crouching Tiger, Hidden Mushu.
It is my duty to fight.
The New Mutants, release date April 3rd, 2020. The New Mutants has endured a difficult production history, with the studio reshooting various scenes to alter the tone and pushing back the release date multiple times.
Have you ever experienced anything you'd consider abnormal? Yes.
For better or for worse, the long-delayed superhero horror film will finally see the light of day in 2020. Are we in store for another Dark Phoenix? Or could the film actually close out Fox's X-Men series on a high note?
All of you are dangerous. That's why you're here.
Black Widow, release date May 1st, 2020. The first movie in the MCU's post-Infinity saga is one we've all been waiting for.
Good to see you too, sis.
Taking place after Captain America Civil War, but before the events of Avengers Infinity War, this solo film will delve into Natasha Romanoff's past like never before.
We have unfinished business. We have to go back to where it all started. Lucky us. One thing's for sure. It's gonna be a hell of a reunion.
Nothing lasts forever, but will Black Widow mark the end of Scarlett Johansson's Marvel tenure, or a new beginning for her character? Artemis Fowl, release date May 29th, 2020.
I warn you, boy. You are not prepared for the truth.
Ever since it hit bookshelves in 2001, we all wondered when Owen Colfer's revered young adult novel would make it to the silver screen. Artemis Fowl isn't the easiest book to adapt, but if there's one thing Disney's known for, it's making the impossible a reality. It doesn't hurt that the film has a visionary director in its corner, with Kenneth Branagh of Cinderella and Thor.
Now you will believe. Artemis Fowl.
Fear Street, release date June 2020. We all associate R.L. Stine with Goosebumps, but the author also wrote the Fear Street books.
In a few minutes, you're going to see one of my favorite stories come alive.
Fear Street bridges the age group between the kid-friendly Goosebumps and more adult-oriented Stephen King material. With a mix of horror, mystery, and nostalgia, this first entry in a proposed film trilogy could be cinema's answer to Stranger Things. Actually, it even stars Sadie Sink, aka Mad Max.
So she's gotta be Mad Max. She's gotta be.
And plus she skateboards, so she's pretty awesome.
Awesome? You haven't even spoken a word to her.
Hey, I don't have to. I mean, look at her.
Soul, release date June 19th, 2020.
Don't waste your time on all the junk of life. What am I doing?
Pixar was not kidding when it vowed to take a break from sequels, giving us not just one, but 2 original movies in 2020. Like Onward, Soul also revolves around life and the afterlife. Directed by Pete Docter of Up and Inside Out, and starring Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey, the film follows an aspiring jazz musician who becomes trapped between worlds and, in due course, discovers what he wants to be remembered for.
So what do you want to be remembered for?
Probably for doing this funny cowboy dance.
Free Guy, release date July 3rd, 2020. We're still waiting to see what Disney and Marvel will do with Deadpool.
Fake laugh, hiding real pain.
But until then, we'll gladly take anything with Ryan Reynolds. In this widely inventive sci-fi comedy, Reynolds plays an unplayable video game character who becomes self-aware.
Phew, this is scary!
Free Guy also stars Jodie Comer of Killing Eve, Joe Keery of Stranger Things, and Taika Waititi, who's ready to forget about that last movie he made with Reynolds.
And now to finally have the chance to work together for the first time ever in both of our lives is, I'm super stoked about that.
Be in the same room.
Green Lantern.
Yeah, yeah.
Green Lantern.
I don't think so. Maybe you're thinking of Jessica Tandy.
Bob's Burgers, the movie. Release date July 17th, 2020.
Get ready!
Over a decade after The Simpsons got their own movie, the Belchers are making their way to the big screen. While the plot has been kept under wraps thus far, Bob's Burgers, the movie, will reportedly feature Coochie Kopi in a significant way.
Oh no. I dropped Coochie Kopi in the toilet and then I tried to rinse them off in the sink and then I dropped them in the toilet again and now there's a bunch of water sloshing around in there.
The film is also going to be a musical, which hopefully means that Linda will get a few solos.
Thank you for loving me.
Oh, God.
Everyone's thanking. The whole world's thanking you.
Stop.
Thanking
Len,
us
stop.
for thanking you.
Len.
Kill the turkey.
Len.
Jungle Cruise. Release date July 24th, 2020.
Of all the jungle cruises you could take in the Amazon, this one is undoubtedly the cheapest. But also the most thrilling. Heads up, coming through.
Movies based on Disney theme park attractions can be divided into 3 categories. The good, i.e. Pirates of the Caribbean, the bad, i.e. the Haunted Mansion, and the ugly, i.e. the Country Bears. Thankfully, Jungle Cruise is sending serious pirate vibes.
The backside of water. Steve Wonder of the world.
With a cast that includes Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, the story also calls to mind classic adventure films like The African Queen and Indiana Jones.
The mess is real.
The Empty Man. Release date August 7th, 2020. You can tell from its premise that this supernatural thriller started out at Fox as opposed to Disney. Haunted by the loss of his family, a former cop sets out to find a missing girl. What he finds is a secret society trying to summon a sinister entity. Based on the Boom Studios graphic novel, The Empty Man is sure to be full of dystopian horror. The One and Only Ivan. Release date August 14th, 2020.
The baby was born in a tropical forest in Central Africa. He was part of a large family of western lowland gorillas.
Disney was a fitting choice to adapt K.A. Applegate's novel, as The One and Only Ivan is a bit like Tarzan meets Dumbo. Instead of a man raised among apes, this story centers on a captive gorilla who becomes an unlikely parental figure to a baby elephant. If it's anything like the book, we can expect a heartwarming film about friendship, art, and animal rights. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Release date August 2020.
Can you move your seat up? No.
Although we've gotten a few shows directly connected to the MCU, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the first to be a Disney Plus exclusive. Comprised of 6 episodes, the miniseries sees Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan reprise their roles as Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes, respectively.
You couldn't have done that earlier? I hate you.
Will the series reveal what happened to Steve Rogers after he passed his shield to Sam, though?
How does it feel? Like it's someone else's. It isn't.
The Kingsman. Release date September 18th, 2020. Colin Firth and Taron Egerton may not be taking center stage, but director Matthew Vaughn is back for this Kingsman prequel. The King's Man sets itself during World War I as the Secret Service faces an army of tyrants.
I know you want to fight, but there are other ways of doing your duty. Come on.
It was only a matter of time until Ralph Fiennes was brought into the Kingsman fold, leading a cast that also includes Harris Dickinson, Jimon Hounsou, and Stanley Tucci.
While governments wait for orders, our people take action.
Death on the Nile. Release date October 9th, 2020.
Properly, finally. Turn your back on the past. Look only forward. Remember, time heals everything.
2017's Murder on the Orient Express was a solid adaptation of Agatha Christie's detective novel, and director star Kenneth Branagh is back on board for the sequel.
I have to take him to Egypt straight away. There's been a murder, sir. Right on the bloody Nile.
Picking up where the last film left off, the film finds Hercule Poirot investigating another mystery on the Nile River. Once again, Branagh has lined up an all-star cast, with Gal Gadot, Annette Bening, and Armie Hammer, just to name a few. Everybody's talking about Jamie. Release date October 23rd, 2020. We guess you could say that Everybody's Talking About Jamie is to West End audiences what Kinky Boots is to Broadway audiences. Both musicals center on drag queens and tell meaningful stories about overcoming prejudice.
Don't fall, I'm finding me feet, their shoes to be filled.
Jonathan Buttrell directed the stage version, and he returns to helm this film adaptation, which is sure to have everybody talking about, who else, Jamie.
I'm a blockbuster, and I'm buzzing fast. I'm an exit and the past is past.
The Eternals. Release date November 6th, 2020. The MCU will get a lot more cosmic going into Phase 4, and The Eternals is one of the key films that'll signify this shift. A true ensemble piece, the cast features Angelina Jolie, Brian Tyree Henry, and Salma Hayek, amongst others. Oh, and for those who've been pining for a Robb Stark-Jon Snow reunion, Richard Madden and Kit Harington are both signed up.
Next time I see you, you'll be all in black. It was always my color. Farewell, Snow.
And you, Stark.
Raya and the Last Dragon. Release date November 25th, 2020. Paul Briggs and Dean Wellens have been prominent animators throughout this new golden age of Disney animation, working on Tangled, Frozen, and Zootopia. Raya and the Last Dragon marks their feature directorial debut. The screenplay, meanwhile, was scribed by Crazy Rich Asians co-writer Adele Lim. Speaking of Crazy Rich Asians, the film stars Awkwafina as the dragon, while Cassie Steele voices Raya. West Side Story. Release date December 18th, 2020. Ever since the opening to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, we always wondered what it would be like if Steven Spielberg directed a full-fledged musical.
Anything goes.
We'll finally get our answer in West Side Story, which stars Ansel Elgort as Tony and the fresh-faced Rachel Zegler as Maria. Whether or not it can top Robert Wise's 1961 Best Picture winner, we're already tapping our toes and snapping our fingers just thinking about this one. Castle of Magical Dreams. Release date summer 2020. To commemorate Hong Kong Disneyland's 15th birthday, the park's version of the Sleeping Beauty Castle is being replaced with what could be the ultimate fairy tale palace. In addition to Aurora, the Castle of Magical Dreams celebrates every Disney princess, from Snow White to Belle to Rapunzel. A little bit of each princess shines through in the castle's architecture, guaranteeing anyone with the travel funds will be visiting China very soon. Magic Camp. Release date to be announced 2020. Magic Camp pulled a disappearing act when it was removed from Disney's release schedule in 2017. But it'll finally surface on Disney+. Directed by Mark Waters of Mean Girls, this family comedy stars Adam Devine as a has-been who finds new purpose counseling a ragtag camp of young magicians.
Thank you.
And Bumper, huge fan. Your arrangement of Love and Spoonfuls, Do You Believe in Magic inspired me to become a certified illusionist. Wow.
Picture the Mighty Ducks, but with card decks instead of hockey sticks. Timmy Failure, Mistakes Were Made. Release date to be announced 2020. Tom McCarthy is definitely a versatile talent, seamlessly transitioning between hard-hitting, Oscar-winning dramas like Spotlight and family-friendly entertainment like Timmy Failure. Based on Stephen Pastis's books, McCarthy directs and co-writes this Disney Plus exclusive about a creative little boy and the mysteries he attempts to solve with an imaginary polar bear. The books have always had a Calvin and Hobbes quality to them, and hopefully McCarthy's film captures a similar sentiment. Stargirl, release date to be announced 2020.
Now, what about your Disney movie, Stargirl?
Oh my god, you know!
Oh, I love Disney.
Based on the title, you might assume that Stargirl is one of the more obscure Marvel characters. Actually, this Disney Plus drama is based on Jerry Spinelli's acclaimed young adult novel. Stargirl Caraway is a unique teenager who must adjust from homeschooled life to the black hole that is high school. Despite being deemed an outcast, Stargirl catches the eye of classmate Leo, instigating a star-crossed romance.
I mean, about teenagers trying to fit in a school that doesn't like letting people be different.
Like most schools.
Yeah, so it's something that a lot of people can relate to.
Phineas and Ferb the movie, Candace Against the Universe. Release date to be announced 2020.
My cheeks are covering my ears!
We should probably go help her. Good thing we built 2 rockets.
Wow, it's pretty.
It was for Candace to see her star. I don't know why she took ours.
When Disney Plus first launched, chances are Phineas and Ferb was one of the first shows you decided to revisit. Even if you've seen every episode, don't worry. Phineas and Ferb will continue to drive Sister Candace insane in this Disney Plus movie, which takes the siblings across the stars.
Why are you guys walking so slow?
Dramatic effect.
We know what we're gonna do the day this lands on the streaming service. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Monsters at Work, release date to be announced 2020. Monsters University was fun and all, but we've always wanted to see what happened after the events of Monsters, Inc. This Disney Plus series answers our requests, picking up 6 months after the 2001 film. John Goodman and Billy Crystal reprised their roles as Sully and Mike respectively.
I can't believe it.
Oh, Mike.
I was on TV! Did you see me?
We'll also see the return of characters like Celia, Roz, and the Abominable Snowman, but will Boo be featured in any capacity?
Boo?
Kitty.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.